I am standing next to one of the most incredible lakes in India. It's a place that's filled with Ghats, with culture, with religion, and with some of the most interesting places I have seen in all of India. It's home to unique temples and religious sites that, frankly, you might not find in the rest of the country. It's a place that is serene and quiet during the day, but nonetheless, this is an incredible destination and one of the most beautiful places you can find here in Rajasthan. Welcome to the incredible city of Pushkar. Good morning and welcome back to another day here in the beautiful country of India. Today we are currently in Jaipur. We've woken up here in the morning in Jaipur. However, we are exploring a new city, a new part of the country today. We'll still be in Rajasthan, but that means that it's time for us to get on the road and explore a new place. So with that, let's go ahead and head down into the car and head to our next destination. And about 3 hours later, we've made it to the incredible lakeside town of Pushkar, one of the most beautiful towns in all of Rajasthan. This town may be small, but it has so many people here, and it's very interesting to see there's so many beautiful places to visit in this town. So let's go ahead, let's start exploring the town of Pushkar, and I'm going to show it all to you guys in this incredible video of Pushkar. That was a bit of a tight squeeze. India is not made for 6'1" people. One thing I'm loving about Pushkar is that even though it's a pretty small town, you're getting all these beautiful little structures and alleyways that you can basically walk through. I mean, look at this alleyway right behind me. It's all heritage, historic, old buildings here in Pushkar, and at the end of it is this very, very beautiful building. I'm not exactly sure what it is or what's going on, but I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can get inside. Some locals at the entrance just told me that this is a temple, but to be honest, it looks more like a hotel. But regardless of what it is, this is the type of building that you see in Pushkar. Old, historic, beautiful, beautiful, intricate tile work and interesting entryways that will blow your mind as the classic India image that you probably have in your head. We're currently walking through the main street market here in Pushkar, and as you can see, everything is closed. Doesn't sound like much of a market. Apparently, some locals have told me that they are currently on strike, which I didn't think was a thing in India. I thought strikes would only happen in Europe, but apparently people are here on strike during the day. So it means that we probably aren't gonna see the market in its full colors and vibrancy. There's a possibility it might be open later during the day, but we aren't sure. It's gonna depend on how the strike goes and whether the workers decide to go back out. So as you can see, it's very empty. Barely anything is open. But that is what it's like traveling India, and hopefully things will get better later in the day. But if it doesn't, that's what we're gonna see, this market. One of the main reasons that people come to Pushkar is not just for the market street, which is closed today, but rather they come here more for anything for the Ghats. Now, Ghats are basically a series of temples that are along the river or the lake, and these sort of temples are places where people come for ceremonies and different things like that. So therefore, it is really, really popular here in Pushkar for people to come to the many, many Ghats that they have along Pushkar Lake. Now, this is just one of the many Ghats here. Let's go ahead, let's walk down, and let's see what it's like. Now, this Ghat here is Vada Ghat, and as you can see, it is a beautiful place. Once you walk down the stairs, you get to this area where it's tiled white and black, and then right beneath me is the view of the lake. People here go down, they bathe, they wash, and it's almost like they're having a pool party in a lot of ways. Actually, the lake is pretty clean, so you are allowed to go in and swim if you want, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna take that risk. Nonetheless, the Ghat itself is beautiful and it's a part of daily life here in Pushkar. It's a place that people come to, locals come to, and they explore, they just sit down, they meditate, they pray, they go down to the lakeside. It's a very quiet, serene type of place. And I mean, aside from the traffic up there and the occasional yelling, it is almost like you're not in a city. The fact that Pushkar is a small town, and therefore having all these little ghats along the lakeside is really, really beautiful. It's something only unique to India, and it's the first of many ghats that we're going to see here in Pushkar. Walking through the market when there's a strike almost has like an eerie element to it. It almost feels like a ghost. I mean, look at these stalls. There are people, but the people who are like beggars and people who are coming to ask for money, there aren't actually people having stalls open trying to sell you things. I mean, usually people are annoyed that they keep, you know, being bothered to buy things, but today, I kind of feel bothered that there's nobody actually annoying me to buy things. I'll actually buy things just for people to come out. But it is so eerily quiet and silent here. It's such a weird feeling here in India. Now we are currently at our next two ghats actually. We've got Ram Ghat right over here, and we've got Janagat Ghat. I think that's how you say the name here. But that's the thing, a ghat is just a place along the body of water, whether it's a river or a lake, where people can come, they can swim. You've got these massive staircases, and at night they have really incredible religious festivals. But during the day, it's literally like one grand pool party. That is literally what it's like. Now from here you can really see the lake is not that big. You can see the opposite side of the lake right over there. You could probably swim across in 10 minutes and be across the entire lake because it's not a very big lake. Pushkar is located in Rajasthan. Rajasthan is full of deserts. There's not really that much water around. So actually, this is a very small lake, but it is irrigated by a river that you can see comes in from the other side, which allows for all these ghats to be constructed and allows for people to go down and bathe in these ghats. As you can probably tell, it is super eerily quiet right now. There's nobody in this ghat. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It feels weird whenever you hear about India, you hear about the billion of people who live here and go down to the ghats, but today there's just nobody here, and that is kind of eerie. Now, out of all of the ghats here in Pushkar, there is one ghat that is the most famous of all, and that is the ghat we are at right now. This is Gao Ghat, and it is the most famous, but actually what ended up happening was that it was actually removed by Queen Mary of England when the English were ruling over India, Rajasthan and Pushkar at the time. Now, of course, it's been reinstated. You can see there's Gao Ghat today. People come out here, people are enjoying, and there's actually not that many people, but people would come out here, have religious ceremonies, festivals, and people obviously come in here for a swim as well. But it's really interesting how the British did try and remove Indian culture by removing places like the Ghat, removing the institutions that held together Indian religion and Indian society for so long. And finally, people have reclaimed the religion, reclaimed their ghats, and are finally living the religious life that they believe is right for them. It's very interesting. It is the main ghat here in Pushkar, and no visit to the city is complete without coming here. I just think it's so interesting that here in India, the way they approach rivers and lakes is just to build ghats all along them. Other countries would build a boardwalk, a few lake resorts. Here in India, it's just ghats all the way. Something you're never going to find anywhere else in the world. Have you ever seen a cow queue in line like that? Because I sure have never seen that before. The cows truly have no fear here. They are literally just standing in the middle of the road. Now, one thing you might be wondering is, what was the cow queuing for? What is inside here that everybody seems to be queuing for? Well, actually, what's here is the Brahmar temple. This is a really unique temple. In fact, there is no other Brahmar temple in all of India. The only one that you can find is right here in Pushkar. Brahmar is the creator of the universe, according to the Hindu religion. So this is a temple to the god Brahmar. It's not common. You're never going to find that in India. And you're going to find other temples, temples to Shiva, temples to Krishna. You might find all these other temples. But Brahmar temples are very, very rare, and you'll only find this one here in Pushkar. That's why one of the main pilgrimage sites here in Pushkar is the Brahma Temple. Now, I would love to show you guys what's inside. Unfortunately, the camera is not allowed. So you're gonna have to use your imagination as to what's up that beautiful, incredible staircase. But for now, I'm gonna go check it out, and you're just gonna have to use your imagination and come here yourself. Wow, you need a knife to murder someone? I think I found the store for you. That's a pretty crazy store if you ask me. Looks like camel rides are also a thing here in Pushkar. It's not only the cows that you're fighting against if you're driving on the streets of Pushkar, it's the camels, it's the monkeys, it's all the animals in the animal kingdom that run in India. Now, as with every video, whenever I go to a new place, and it is roughly in the late afternoon, it's time to hike a viewpoint. And surely enough, here in Pushkar, they have a temple on a hill. It's the most beautiful places that you can find in all of India, and the view is supposed to be spectacular, not only because the temple is beautiful, but the mountains surrounding Pushkar are beautiful as well. So, we are starting to head our hiking on. I'm starting to run out of breath, but I don't think it's going to be a very long walk. So let's go ahead, let's start going up the hill, and I'll show you guys how beautiful this place is. We're not even halfway there, and the view is getting so incredible. Look at those mountains over there. I don't think you'd expect that in Rajasthan, India, because I sure didn't. But that's what Pushkar is all about. That's what makes the city incredible. After about 15-20 minutes hiking up from the base of the mountain, you can actually tell from the path right here, it's not a very long path, it's actually very, very manageable. But we've come up here to this temple called Gayatri Ma Temple. Now the truth is, the temple is nothing special. You can see it right behind me. It's white, it's cool, but it's not the grandest of temples, it's not the fanciest of temples, it's not the most glamorous of temples. But if you look behind me, that is why you come up to this temple. You don't come up for the temple, you come up for the view. You can see the entire city of Pushkar. You can even see that lake right over there in the center. That's where we've been all day. The main street, the busy markets, that's all down there. And for a second, you climb up here and you've escaped the hustle and bustle of Pushkar. You've literally escaped it, and let me just say, this place is absolutely incredible. This is probably one of the best viewpoints you could ask for the entire city of Pushkar. And just like that, the sun has officially set here in the incredible city of Pushkar. You can see the city lights below me, and look at that sky. The colors of that purple, that red, that pink. That is why you come to Pushkar. That is why you come to India. But you can even see the entire city sprawled out beneath me. You can even see the grounds what they use for the Camel Mela, which happens in November here in Pushkar, making it one of the most important and one of the most popular events in the city. But what an incredible way to end our day here in Pushkar. First off, Pushkar is an incredible city. I've loved every moment of this city. The lake is beautiful, the Ghats are beautiful, this viewpoint is incredible. And the streets, the markets, the busyness, that's why you come to India. And although Pushkar may be smaller than Jaipur, in my opinion, I actually prefer Pushkar over Jaipur. I love the hustle and bustle, but I also love the peace and tranquility that comes with being at the Ghat. I love the peace and tranquility that comes with being at this beautiful temple overlooking the entire city of Pushkar. It is incredible, it is beautiful, and unfortunately it's usually missed by a lot of tourists who come to India. They go to Jaipur, they go to Agra, but that's it. In my opinion, Pushkar is better than Agra. I love Pushkar. It's one of my favorite cities in the entire world. And with that view and that sunset, I think I've given you all the reason you need to come here to Pushkar. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you here from this beautiful city of Pushkar. It is truly such a beautiful place to visit. There is no other place like it. You're not gonna get mountains and a lake and Ghats like this anywhere else in the world. So with that said, I'm gonna leave you here. I hope you all have enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. This is Pushkar, this is incredible, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys.